What's up, Witch? It's Luna the Zen Witch here with another unboxing for you. If you watched my unboxing of the Cordo Maltese deck, I told a story about when I worked for a company that was selling decks, and every month we'd get the Llewellyn and US Games catalogs, and I would, drool over them. And notice that they had some decks that were like, over 18 or something. I can't remember how they walled them off, but it was like, ooh, naughty decks, I'm going to buy those. So I bought several of them, and today is one of them. This one's called the Eros Oracle. And this says, he loves me not, down here. By Laura Tuan. So many questions about love, the game of seduction, courtship, physical and personality affinities, as well as that inexpressible alchemy that makes Eros intriguing. Okay. Affinity, as well as that inexpressible alchemy that makes Eros intriguing. That was kind of an awkward sentence. Irresistible and complicated, profound and irrational, Eros is a key to our being. So yeah, that was a trailing sentence. That was weird. This boxed edition contains a book and a deck of cards. The deck is a sensual and clever oracle offering a practical and precise point of view. The book reveals the secrets, tricks, and symbols leading step by step to divining mastery. All right. Some images on the back. Okay. And then we have another box inside. We've got a pamphlet-y kind of book, but it's big and the cover's rather sturdy. The copyright on this is Lo Scarabeo. The copyright is 2005. It says first printing 2005, 2007, Lo Scarabeo. So odds are this is out of print. I didn't look ahead of time, sorry. The cards don't quite fit the box. They rattle around, and look. There's yet another book. So this is the typical book of the Los Scarabeos of that era. Only this, only the first 8 pages is English and the rest of the book. So it's nice that there's a bigger book, but let's see what happens here. Oh, this is all English. Okay, never seen that with LS before, and I'm noticing that these are not in numerical order. Well, be right back. See, I told you. Here, look, they're all in order now. And it was easily done because they're color-coded. So we've got 5 in that color, and the colors just kind of, not quite a spectrum, but they go through various colors of red and orange. The warm colors. All right. So, of course, we've got 5 languages on here, which is fun. This is called expectation. So here's the beginning. She is expecting her lover. This one is proffer. Proffer meaning offer. That's the seduction, I guess. Provocation. Okay, what's the provocation? He's like, hey, there's a naked baby on the table. And what's this thing? Oh, it's scissors. Oh, so Cupid is cutting off her skirt. Seduction. All right. We'll wait for the naked men. Mischief. Coyness. Do you notice me going quiet? Are you wondering why? Ogle. Kiss. So we're stepping through the phases of seduction here. Pull up your dress, girlfriend. Caress. Taste. She's got a cherry in her mouth. Undress. I mean, this is the woman is the object in this deck. And images from like the 20s, obviously, 20s and 30s, I would guess. This one is whisper. Okay, Cupid whispering in her ear and blowing her skirt up. Embrace. And I mean, you can imagine that, am I going to be reading for a man with this deck ever? But then, I mean, this is confusing me. Because it's like to read for a woman, I guess if she takes the part of the female in this is possess, then this is a deck that would definitely talk about the woman's journey, but I can't imagine reading it for a man. I don't know. This is weird. This is transgress. So is this the sinful side here? Holding that hand. I don't understand. We've got arousal. How's her head on? How? I don't understand how this image is working. It's like I guess her shoulder's up and she's going like this, but it looks very awkward. All right. Complicity. I'll get that image. So there's a black bird costume and somebody in a nest. Passion. Yes. Involvement. Jealousy. And I'm very grateful for keywords because a lot of these would not at all evoke that in my mind. Indifference. Do your thing. There we go. I mean, that looks like joyous pleasure to me, not indifference. I don't think I've looked at these since I got them, and it was well over 10 years ago. Boredom. Okay, I am so bored, my tits just popped out of my dress. Okay. Embarrassment, is that what that says? Embarrassment. Wee. And, okay, why not show embarrassed with the guy, pitching a tent? Guilt. Uh-oh, they just got busted. You see that one for sure. Fear. What, she's got a red dress and a bull is coming after her. Okay, ecstasy. Again, we have not seen a man in any stage of undress. Pleasure. Dissatisfaction. Okay. Somebody's throwing water on her. Dominion. Dominion. She's riding a cock. I don't understand. Submission. Okay, so here's submission in an erotic context, since this is the Eros Oracle. Pop in, will you please? Thank you. Yet there's this child. She's standing there, bare-breasted, and there's this child with he's got wings, so he's Cupid. But, so is that being love's bitch, I guess? Loss. And that's the end. Okay. Going through this way and looking at it, I mean, I remember buying it and probably doing a reading. Obviously, they were out of order. And then just going, oh, well, part of the collection, Certainly easy to shuffle. We got that we can say for it. So, allies, ancestors, please come and help me connect with this deck. Please let this be a vehicle for your wisdom. However imperfect the vehicle, your wisdom always comes through. And I invite you here with the fire of Azrael and fresh water and salt water, that there may be meaningful messages for my viewers. Okay, the first thing I want to look at is the difference between this booklet and this booklet. So let's open this up to the meanings of the cards and see if they say the same thing. So, expectation, that's the first card. This says patience. A relationship is blossoming, rose-colored hopes, expectations of love and passion. All right. In this book, it says, okay, so the first group of cards, let me back up. The first group of cards is called Prelude. Uh-oh, I'm going to start bitching. Okay. Prevalence of, there's the Oracle of Colors, prevalence of fuchsia. Oh, this is in a reading. A guided spread, the erotic emotions, the epilogue. Okay. So, the first group of cards is the prologue. Then there's the erotic actions. Then there's the erotic emotions and the epilogue. But it's not, there's more colors than that. All right. Yikes. So, and then this one, patience, a relationship is blossoming, rose-colored hopes, expectations of love and passion. Waiting, patience, the early stages of a relationship, hope for the future, expectations of love and passion. So we actually do have a similarity, but not the exact same meanings. So if you want to get everything out of this deck, you're going to be looking at 2 books. All right, and there is a little description. On the small flowering balcony of her terrace, a young woman coyly waits for the arrival of her partner. Then we have a guided interpretation. Position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. So, hold on. Where is, okay, the 4. Okay, take 4 cards, line them up in front of you, observe what group or color prevails and what are absent. From this observation, you will extract the response. So this is just using the colors of the cards. But it doesn't give meanings for any categories, except that each card has different interpretations according to 4 different positions, and it doesn't say what the position stands for. That's just the way it does. So we've got the prelude, or the prologue, whatever they're calling it. This says prelude, this says prologue. What happens when you got different people doing translations, right? And then we have erotic actions, taste, undress, embrace, and every once in a while we get a blank page. So we can see that these were printed from somebody's printer, probably bookletting a PDF. I don't know, but we've got random blank pages in things. Erotic actions, erotic emotions, and then we have the epilogue. Okay. I'm going to do 4 cards. What do my viewers need to know in order to move beyond survival and into full-on abundant thriving, for their lives to be juicy and wonderful and saucy and sensual? And there's the 4. All right. Oh, there's 4 here in the first group that fell out. So let's do this way. We got orange, orange, red, and fuchsia. So there's a predominance of orange. Oh, here's the guided spread. Thank you. Whew. All right. Let's look at the colors first. Prevalence of orange-red. I guess that would be orange-red. It says fuchsia, purple, orange, red, and red are the 4 colors it gives me. So that would be, is that fuchsia or is that purple? That's purple. This one, it's darker. Okay, orange, red. Yeah. A lot of fantasy, but nothing concrete is what that says. So I'm going to broaden that for all of us. It's going to say that we need to pull our ideas down out of the realm of ideas and start implementing them, particularly since things seem to have changed for quite some time now. Moving forward, thinking about moving forward, getting rid of the idea of going back to where we once were, and the moving into, I have ideas of the way to restructure life. Now we need to do that. All right. Quality of the relationship is position 1. And we have guilt. The relationship, well, we'll find out. Let's just do this free form and see what comes out. Okay. 2 clandestine lovers are surprised by a man in uniform while they are exchanging embraces. She's sitting on his knee while he's caressing under her skirt. Okay. Position 1, an affair that in some way is hidden, hinging on the thrill of the prohibited. So this really is an erotic oracle. This really is pointed at a sexual relationship and the progression thereof, an intimate, physically intimate relationship. Okay, an affair that is in some way hidden, the quality of the relationship. All right. Part 2, what your partner feels. Boredom. Your boredom and lack of interest risk contaminating your partner. The frustrations take away even the thrill out of love games. So the category says what your partner feels, but this card's talking about your boredom affecting your partner. So what I'm getting here, I'm trying to broaden this. Watch my brain stretch. Make my head explode. All right. So the hidden relationship talks about bringing forth something that's in you, something that you're not acknowledging, something that's kind of, you've been sort of distanced from. If this is actually intimacy with your partner, or even with yourself, then it's saying that maybe something needs to come out into the open more, and that your boredom, your doldrums are affecting your partner. So to address the boredom in you, which could be because of anxiety or depression or stress. You know, when we get really stressed out, we tend to get bored because we try so hard to distance ourselves from the stress, which makes us distance ourselves from life. And then we're not engaged. And since we're not engaged, our brain gets stagnant and we become bored. So, third category says how to excite each other. So in general, I mean, that's making sense now. How to excite each other. Pleasure. Really? Really? Okay. Young nude woman wearing only stockings squeezes the juice from a bunch of grapes into a cup. Pleasure of the senses, joyful sexuality, uninhibited instinctiveness, healthy and natural enjoyment, satisfaction, happiness. And what I'm hearing is abandoning yourself to pleasure. I was thinking about this just today, in that it's really good to celebrate in life every day. Celebrate your life every day. Make every day as a special occasion or a party. Not that you have to clean for and do something special for, but just that sense of party, that sense of enjoyment. I love life, celebrating life. You have to claim it, you know. And if this is ringing a bell for you actually with a relationship, then get close, baby. You know, pull each other close, do some cuddling, and abandon yourself to whatever comes after that. It talked about uninhibited instinctiveness, acting on instinct and just letting nature take its course. Okay. And the last category is future developments of the relationship. So if we're talking about just an individual here, certainly, you know, taking pleasure with yourself is an absolute option. Healthy sexuality, self-love, these are all very healthy things. If you're not down with that, then just celebrating, taking pleasure in your life, finding pleasure in everything that's in your life. Okay. What was that again? Future developments of the relationship. And we have proffer. Sitting in a provocative pose with her back to a mirror, a woman arranges herself for an amorous meeting. An explicit invitation, intentions and desires declared. Lack of remorse, pleasure in showing off and seduction, proffer, narcissism. Ooh. And in this position, it says a relationship so physical that cannot last long. Embrace it and enjoy it without making or expecting promises. So this is talking about just taking the pleasure of each moment for itself in that moment and not looking for or expecting or making promises or locking things into long term. So it does kind of, in general, bring the focus to the moment, being in the moment, taking pleasure from that moment, to bust out of the boredom and get back in touch with these hidden parts of yourself. Get back in touch with those parts that have gone, dived underground for quite some time now. So I hope you got something from. I actually did get something for. Oh, we got to look and see what these are, because those popped out too. Fear and indifference. Ooh, talk about two enemies. Fear of oneself and one's drives, a feeling of being chased, the need to leave the past behind, and dangerous enemies. That is fear. And the other one. Indifference, lack of interest, tiredness, a distracted and distant attitude, lack of commitment with regard to the couple. So I think these are like the 1-2 punch that we really struggle with in times of great stress and in times of great change. And I want to remind you that what we're in is a time of great change. Everything is devolving, and so it makes it ripe for things to be changed and to move ahead in a new direction. In order to do this, we've got to let go of fear, because fear locks us down. And not let go of it, but acknowledge it and not let it stop us. Okay? Acknowledge that it's there, then ignore it. Then say, I'm not letting you run the show. I'm not going to listen to your messages. I'm not going to believe in you. That's what that is. And then this one says indifference is as great an enemy as fear. When we're indifferent, we stop caring. And when we stop caring, we just numb right out. Yeah. There are times where you have to take a step back from the externals, because we can care too much and we can get burnout. But overall indifference is the third way of suffering, according to Buddhism. Because again, it says that you're not engaged with life. So what does indifference engender? Boredom. Boredom comes on the heels of indifference and lack of engagement. So, wow, for all the iffies with it, what do I say? A good witch can make anything work. I'm going to put that on a freaking t-shirt. Let's put that on a t-shirt. Can we put that on a t-shirt? I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. So, that one almost levitated off the deck. Interesting. All right, so a mixed bag there. I mean, I was barking at it and ready to hate it from the beginning, but again, if you approach something looking for meaning, if you can stretch your mind and allow spirit to speak, if you can allow spirit to speak because you're listening, that's what. You know what I didn't say? Sibylla. Oh, this is the Eros Oracle. Who? What's missing from this? Oh, Laura Tuan. There, but I didn't see whether she's. Writer, okay, editing. It just says Laura Tuan, editing by Riccardo Minetti, translated by Elizabeth O'Neill, part of the Eros Oracle mini kit. It's a mini kit. Oh, and at the back, we've got a thing here. Somewhere there was once a flower, a stone, a crystal, a queen, a king, a palace, a lover, and his beloved. And this was long ago, on an island somewhere in the ocean, 5,000 years ago. Such is love, the mystic flower of the soul. This is the center, the self. From Carl Jung. Okay. Plenty of archetypes there. And Carl, know you, know this. That's what I say. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. As I was saying, if you are open to listening to spirit, anything becomes an oracle. The clouds become an oracle. The grass becomes an oracle. Insects become an oracle. You know, everything becomes an oracle when you're paying attention, when you're listening, when you're open to information, and when you're willing to pause and go, I don't know what that means, and let your mind go blank. Because when your mind goes blank and when you stop talking up here, somebody else can start talking, and then you know what to say, right? So I really appreciate you checking in. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if you feel like it, you can donate to me down below, or you can send me a deck. And if you do, I will read for you from that deck in my unboxing video. It's a pretty sweet deal. Pretty sweet deal for me. I am so grateful. I can't even believe people would want to buy me presents like that. But wow, you're awesome. So I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing, and I will see you Wednesday for live stream readings for the signs, 8:30 Eastern. And until then, wear your mask, wash your hands, stay safe, be a good person. Practice with your cards. Say your prayers. Make sure you're registered to vote. This is Luna the Zen Witch. Blessed be.